Hello, how to swing trade a long uptrend. Let's take a look at um, two stocks here. The first one is PGR. So you can use maximum daily chart, and that's what I like to use when you are swing trading long uptrend. You want to have multiple years in front of you, and we have the date on the x-axis from the past to the present. We have the price on the y-axis from 0 up. So PJR, as you can see, we have a long uptrend line passing by the valley of the chart. I like to say the valley of the mountain, because the chart is swinging, making hills and valley, and I like to call them mountain and valley. So you can trace an uptrend lines passing by the valleys of the mountain and pick one that you have multiple touch point with to be your entry point. So essentially, with long uptrend line swing trading strategy that we are using is to wait for the stocks to pull back to the trend line you like to buy at, and when you have a confirmation that it might be done going down and could start going up from there, which I like to translate by waiting to have about 3 higher lows, whether even is in the same direction of the chart, have 3 higher lows by comparing the red bars delimited by the green bars, and then buy some shares and wait until it reach a new high before you sell, or from that point decide if you want to stay in the trade longer. Like in this instance, the previous new high was breached here, but you can see for 2 years or so, or a year and a half, it has been on the rise. Therefore, knowing that the next time you purchase it, you might decide to stay in the trade for at least half that time frame after a new high is reached before you sell. So, and I like to have a price, try to set a price limit as well, to see which one is going to reach first by taking the highest price divided by the lowest price when it touch base with the trend line before start going up, to see that ratio and use that ratio to time the last time it touched base with that trend line and start going up from there, the lowest point, to say that, well, sell it after that price is reached. Could be another strategy as well to help you find the exit point, whether by having the price targets, or after a new high is reached, or have the previous time that it continued to climb up after reaching the first new high from leaving the valley line, or that price target. Have those 3 strategies to exit the trade. And to enter the trade, use your trend line by the valley to enter it by waiting to see an uptrend going on from that valley line before you buy it. But sometimes a lot of times it might come back down to the valley line before leaving. Now it makes me think, as soon as it touches the valley line, if I don't have any other valley line below that, I'm thinking it's going to try to go to and just buy there. But again, it will take a lot of process. So that is pretty much how you swing trade an uptrend, a long uptrend. And today is November 21, 2025. We are analyzing before the market opens, and yesterday the market closed on green. The price at the end of the day was higher than the price in the morning when the markets opened. So therefore, it went up yesterday. But when you are looking at where the price is to that all-time high, since we are using maximum daily chart, is all-time high price, we can see that the price is lower than that level. It reached that level this year, and it has not exceeded yet. So therefore, it is safe to say that maybe it's going down, but it's nowhere near where we want to buy. Therefore, it is not a buy just yet. Another one we can take a look at to illustrate trading on a long uptrend is PH. And it seems that PJR, we purchased it this year around this support line and we sold it there. So we can get a little bit closer to see what I'm talking about. When I'm saying higher lows, we have a little red bar there. So when you pull your mouse at the bottom of that red bar, the price is going to be higher compared to the price corresponding to the bottom of this. So this low is higher than this one, which is higher than this one. So we have two higher lows there, and then we purchase it. I trace this up to line, then we purchase it. So, and after it went up a little bit, we just sold it and got out. And it was a good thing because it continued a little bit further. But then from that point, it started going down. So we can take a look at it later to see how much profit we made in that. But now let's move to PH. So again, PH, we have two lines that we like to buy at. But right now, the price is higher up. It's close to the peak of the mountain, which it reached some days ago, than it is to the valley where we want to buy. And yesterday the price dropped. That's why it's red. The price at the end of the day was lower than the price in the morning when the markets open. So, and a PH, let's see. We purchased PH somewhere there last year. Arrows facing up shows where we purchased, and arrows facing down shows where we sold. We purchased it last year and we sold it this year. So for a good amount of time we were negative in it, and then we became positive. It started reaching a new high after touching base with that support line around this area, and then we sold it shortly after. So, but again, by looking at those long uptrend, which is good to trace on a maximum monthly chart before you start swing trading on a daily chart. And you can see those lines. You are seeing the year on the x-axis, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. This line here, and this one is even longer. So there is a chance it might pull back to this one or might pull back to this, because again, it's quite sharp. And this, even though it's 3 years type of line, I just feel like it's supporting the upside wall of the mountain. Therefore, there is a chance at some point it might try to pull lower. So trading up to long uptrend consists of determine which support line is the valley line and which support line is supporting the upside wall of the mountain that the stock is claiming. When it comes to stocks that have this sharp growth in them, it can be confusing to determine which one of those two are the valley line, because again, it has been on this rise for more than 3 years now. Then you might wonder, is this line the valley line? It might look like a valley line temporarily. If it's going to come back down to this, then it's going to create this type of mountain, and it's going to look to you that this is supporting the upside wall of the mountain while it was going up. And then you'll have another downtrend line supporting the downside of the mountain when it's climbing down, and therefore this is going to be the valley. Or who knows, it might be this then. It just has not touched base with this for a while, but again, time will tell. So buying it around this could be a temporary thing, is a long uptrend, but again, it might just be supporting the upside wall of the mountain. So when you are analyzing it, if you catch it right at the beginning when it start going up, then it might still make sense to buy it at this line because it's coinciding with this one. But because it has been on that rise for a while, we just don't know at what point it's going to climb down. So in essence, it's like that. When it pull back to here and start going up from there, you can buy some. If it turns around and come back to this, well, you might buy some more if you are interested in it. And if it comes back down to this, well, you might buy some more, because you know that you are trading a very good stocks that you can invest in long term. Therefore, you can decide to buy or not to buy, and just stick with the first one that you purchase. And if you only buy it once, then you can decide if this is just too high and you prefer to wait for this one, for how long it's going to continue. I just, by analyzing the stocks, I noticed that some stocks with this sharp growth sometimes tend to pull back down after some years. Then it might be a pattern for them. And as you can see here, for instance, sometimes the stocks might show you that pattern when it takes some years before it will pull back. But we just have not seen this type of growth clearly in the past to see if there is a pattern here that we can rely on. So you just have to take your chance on that. And that's why it's important for us to swing trade stocks we can invest in long term, so that if we end up buying it at a higher price, we just leave it in the portfolio until it becomes positive and continue the journey to reach the highest peak, and then we can sell it after that and learn from the process and decide where we want to wait to buy it again next time, if we are going to buy that stock again. That's why we like to recommend, and we like us as well, to just swing through the same stocks over and over and over, so that we can familiarize ourselves with those patterns, because each stock has a unique pattern worth learning and be accustomed to. If we take PH, we purchased it at 706 in November, and we sold it in September for 746. We didn't pay any fee on that, and we made $40 profit per share, or $161 total, and that is 5% return. If we take PJR, we purchased it in January this year for 247, and we sold it not even a month later in February for 265 a share. We pay 15 cents brokerage fee, and we made $18 profit per share, or $370 profit, and that is 7% return. And that is how we swing trade a long uptrend. Thank you so much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your comments, and thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and ninasub.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Just start small and set the goal to make profit on each one of your swing trade, and pick stocks you can invest in long term to swing trade. For more of our swing trading tips, will you please check the playlist in the description of this video. And this video is brought to you by our online store, liberman.com. Right now, we have a tote bag there that we listed. Will you please check it out? Thank you for your time.